Headed out early on New Year's Eve. Managed to pick up a few Tailor and a few other stragglers. Cooked up to a beautiful feed, which is at the end of the video. I'm just using my 8-foot graphite rod. I've got a 3000 Shimano Yazki reel, and I've got 10-pound line on that. And I'm pretty sure I was using 20-pound leader. I got out there probably about 5:36 AM. It was overcast, which is always helpful too. Started off with the Savage Gear Missile. Absolutely great lure. With the herring, you've got to aim the rod right down on low. As soon as they breach it, just shake out the hook, particularly on metals. The Savage Gear White Flash does really well for Tailor, but also you get a lot of herring too. It mimics that white bait really well. Good for an all-round catch. I'm fishing pretty much to the side of one reef, and then there's a gutter probably about 10 to 20 metres to the left. So I'll do about 10 casts at one side, walk to the gutter, 10 casts there, walk back, a few casts in between. Doing pretty well. As soon as I felt the drag, I knew it was a Tailor. The drag was set up pretty light because I was fishing for herring as well, so I just had to take it nice and easy. Using 10-pound line as well, so there's no rush. As long as I'm walking down the beach to my left here, it's away from the reef, so I'm slowly following it down the beach, keeping pressure on it at all times. I let the fish catch a wave in and come up in the whitewash, and you've got to really wind in really quickly when it's doing that, just so you're keeping on the pressure. You're always worried about losing fish at this point. Just over 40, decent for a feed. After a few more casts, I changed up to one of the other lures that I had in my tackle box. Never really used it before. Turned out to be really good. Basically, the fish usually use the weight of the lure as leverage to flick out the hook. As they flick their head, the weight pulls out the hook. So now if you've got this sort of lure, when they flick their head, the actual weight of the lure moves up the line. It doesn't make any difference. That's in theory anyway. Seemed to work pretty well, to be honest. I would definitely try and find some more, but I can't actually remember what the name of the lure is. If anyone knows, give us a bell. As you can see here, when the fish shakes its head, the middle lure flies up the line. Another little Tailor, a bit small, so I flicked him back. Again, I hooked up this Tailor. Had the drag set for that sort of herring level, so I was walking down the beach and keeping constant contact. No rush, bug roll structure to my left. If you can, bleed them straight away. I've chucked them on some ice blocks in my cooler backpack to keep them nice and fresh. You often get snook right up close to the reef. Shows some good versatility with this lure, but it's a bit small, so I chucked him back. I don't actually mind a feed of snook, but I'd probably keep him if they're a little bit bigger. After picking up a few nice tailor and taking a couple of the herring, went back to the old boys and thought I'd have a bit of a cook up for lunch. I filleted the 2 tailor and a couple of the herring that I kept. Adding a simple spice mix on them. So I started with half a cup of flour, then I added some white pepper, smoked paprika, and about a tablespoon of curry powder. I then added some pink rock salt. Probably would have added some garlic powder if I had some. I just raided my old man's pantry. Added some butter and some olive oil. The olive oil had been infused with some herbs and garlic. Put a nice even coating on each of the fillets. I cook it probably about a minute each side. That's all you really need. On about medium heat. Pouring over a little bit of the butter here and there. After cooking the rest of the fish, I served a couple of fillets with some sourdough bread and some butter and some pickled veg from the night before. It was bloody delicious. For more land-based Perth Metro and West Australian videos, please subscribe. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments section.